We are Delta.
Something, you about to see something. It's coming, we're unstoppable now. Ain't nothing gonna take us down, we're unstoppable.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. My name is Arjun. I'm a third year mechanical engineering student and a proud member of Delta Force. So today we are excited to present the Delta Force induction briefing for 2025. Over the next 90 minutes, we'll walk you through who we are, what we do, and the processes that are involved in the induction. We'll be having a Q&A session at the end, so feel free to note down any questions you might have in between. We'll answer them at the end. Next slide. So, who are we? In short, we are a team of passionate students driven by a shared love for programming and building exceptional software. We strive for a level of quality that rivals even the best in the industry. We are not just building projects, we are pushing boundaries. What we do? So what exactly does Delta Force do? We are involved in a wide range of projects designed to make real impact on the campus and beyond. First, we are the driving force behind the digital experience for the college's biggest festivals like Festember, Pregyan, and Aave. We build and maintain websites and tools that tens of thousands of users rely on. Beyond the main sites, we also create content management system for updating the information quickly. We also have admin portals to facilitate everything from public relations to event registrations. We are also the official web team and the official programming team of NIT Trichy. We help maintain the official NIT main site and also build administrative portals to help with key functions like halls portal, research and scholarships. Next. Education and knowledge sharing are also crucial to us. Throughout the year, we run workshops to foster the thriving coding culture in our campus. Our hacker talks keep students up to date with latest trends, and through the PSR initiative, we also introduced the magic of programming to high school students. Last year, we held a workshop where they learned how to make the dinosaur game that you see in Chrome when you don't have internet from scratch using Scratch. Next. Our other campus initiatives include DPay, our custom payment app to facilitate easy transfer of food credits during Pregyan and Festember. DOC, a single sign-on method which for NIT students which enable you to have only one credential that you can use across so many websites in our college. Then DWalk, a beginner-friendly event that introduces you to the world of open source contributions. Okay, what are the fun stuff that we do here? So we hold regular scrums. So in these scrums, all the members, they discuss what projects we were involved in, what are the tools that we used, and what we learned from it. Then we have algos discussion in which we explore the various aspects involved in competitive programming landscape. We also have lightning talks, which is kind of similar to Hacker Talk, but it is within the club. So some of the club members, they will do a deep dive on some piece of software or some algorithm or anything in between, and they give us summarized, like condensed summarized talk to us, the club members. Then we also write blog articles on niche and advanced topics for anyone to read and learn from. We do hackathons within the club as well as participate in external ones. Next. So what are the achievements in the past years? We participate and win in various hackathons such as Transfinite, Pragyan Hackathon, Try NIT, Tails Gentech Hackathon. We also contribute to open source through the Linux Foundation Mentorship Program through the OPI project. We are also proud that the sub-team within Delta managed to qualify to the ICPC regionals on-site. Next. So, if you thought these weren't enough, here are some more of our projects. So, Rembook, it is the digitalized form of a slam book. So, during the time of graduation, you get to record the memories that you had with your friends and batchmates, which will stay forever. And AR Hunt, some of you might have played. It's an orientation event in which you will be given hints for the location across the campus. You have to go there, and through the augmented reality app, you will be capturing objects in that location. Next. So these are what we call our Pragyan games. These come under the Pragyan event under ByTalk and Manigma category. These games are like in the form of a website where you have stunning visuals, deep strategies, and very creative game mechanics. It's like very interactive and fun to play in. Since it is a web game, you can play in almost any device and on any platform. Apart from being fun to play, you get to learn so many things when you develop these games, because they are some of the massive code bases that we have in Delta, and you work in a large team. So the things that you learn here are something that you can't get anywhere else on this campus. So now let's watch some brief gameplay of some of these games.
Hello everyone, I am Sriram, software developer at Delta Force. I am part of the team that brought Attack on Robots to life for Pragyan 2025, and I am thrilled to walk you through what makes this year's edition our most epic yet. In this 3-day challenge, players dive into a high-stake quest to outsmart opponents and claim victory. Each day kicks off with a fresh batch of artifacts dropped into your bank, fueling your next big move. Starting with a trophy count of 1000, you launch attack on rival bases to snatch trophies and artifacts. All the resources you will need to upgrade your arsenal and fortify your defenses. Customize your base layout, strategically place your buildings, and keep tabs on your previous matches with our detailed history page. From the shop, boost your attackers, defenders, mines, and buildings to dominate the battlefield. Fight in intense battles where every decision matters, with attackers placing bombs carefully to cast maximum damage. Our game uses advanced tools like Phaser, React, TypeScript, Tailwind, Redis, Rust, Docker, and PostgreSQL. The Rust game server handles heavy calculations easily, making the gameplay smooth and quick. Redis takes care of matchmaking and tracks the game state, so players connect instantly and load time stays super fast.
Attack on Robots 2025 brings quite a few updates, making gameplay even better. The daily challenge runs from 6 PM to 10 PM, offering trophies and refreshing leaderboards at the end of the event. The random-based generator creates tricky layouts fast, while new defenses like the sentry building with homing missiles and the defender hut with long-range defenders transform the game dynamics. The companion bot operates independently after placement, attacking to assist players in destroying defenses or collecting resources, while the laser defenders fire beams to pressure attackers. The UAV minimap, usable once per attack, shows hidden mines for a smart tactical edge. We've kept the core stuff from last year, like the Rust-based validator that keeps things fair by catching cheats. The game is mobile responsive as it was the last edition, plus NPC robots throw LLM-generated taunts for fun. Batch transfer moves artifacts with the click of a button. We hope this rundown has you as pumped as we are. Thank you for tuning in, and we can't wait to see you at the inductions.
Now let's talk about Arcadia Rivals. Arcadia Rivals is a multiplayer strategy-based game. Here you collect mini-cons and battle against other players lined up to earn trophies and win prizes. This year's refresh contains a variety of new exciting features, especially mobile responsiveness for players to now experience the game on their mobiles. At the beginning, you'll be given 3 mini-cons in your lineup which can be used for the initial battles. Also, this year we have 20 unique procedurally generated maps to where you can discover loot box and dungeons. Loot box are used for getting coins, and dungeons are used for unlocking new mini-cons by defeating the Guardian mini-cons lineup. Also, this year's Battle Arena is also a complete revamp. We have included interactive turn-based gameplay. Here, the players can choose the minicon, the opponent to attack, and also the attack type. Also, the matchmaking is also in elo-based right now to ensure challenging and fair battles. The Arcadia market is a player-driven market. Here you can either auction your minicons for people to bid, or you can quick sell the minicons for a lower price but a guaranteed sale. Some exclusive minicons which cannot be unlocked by the dungeons can also be bought at the marketplace. Now over to the technical parts. The front end is developed using React.js and the Phaser game engine, with the procedural generation running entirely on Phaser. The procedural generation of the map is done using two different algorithms: Voronoi polygons for domains and interpolation of various Berlin noise functions for the terrain and asset generation. The tileset for each terrain were custom drawn to ensure seamless visuals. This gives each user a unique map to explore and play in. The backend is developed using Golang, utilizing the language's powerful concurrency and multi-threading features. The bot battle run using Minimax algorithm, where the bot strategically employs the best mode to maximize its points. The battle arena uses WebSockets to enable live-time gameplay between users without any lag or hiccups. And finally, MySQL is used to store the primary game data, whereas Redis is used to store the leaderboard details, which are updated constantly.
Hi everyone, this is Kanakshya, a software developer in Delta Force. So let's talk about something exciting: strategy, conquest, and outsmarting your rivals. That's exactly what Teraban is all about, and I was a developer behind this super cool strategy game. So throughout the competition, you'll see the landscape transform as players gain and lose ground, with the most strategic players emerging at the top. So with the clock ticking and finite resources at a command, your choices will determine whether your empire flourishes or falls. Every decision matters in your quest to become the dominant force in Teraban. When you first start, you'll be given three states as your foundation. These are highlighted on the map. Your mission is to expand your territory by conquering the neighboring states. The surrounding states may be neutral, hence populated with NPCs, or occupied by other players. You can identify them based on the presence of troops. To grow your empire, you'll need two key elements: troops and resources. Resources include gold and elixir. Gold is used for buying or upgrading buildings, while elixir is used to train your troops. To train your troops, simply tap on the barracks, select the type of troops you want, and use your elixir to train them. Now that the troops are ready, we can start conquering. When attacking, strategy is key. You'll need to deploy your troops in clusters depending how many of each type to send. Remember two important things. If you lose a battle, you'll lose all the troops you send. And if you win, only the surviving troops will remain. So as you win battles and expand, your elo rating automatically increases. So determining the difficulty of your opponents and maps. Higher elo means higher and tougher components on more challenging maps. If your rating decreases, we'll move you to easier maps to help you recover. And don't forget about defense. Place troops strategically around your pools to protect your states. We have used cutting edge technologies including Phaser, React, Tailwind CSS, Golang for its robust concurrency, and Redis for real time leaderboard updates. We've also deployed a procedural map generator built using Voronoi algorithm and Delaunay triangulation. Oh, so okay, that's Teraban in a nutshell. All you have to do is train troops, manage resources, expand your territory, and increase your elo to face greater challenges. Hope to see you all at the inductions, or rather, the battlefield. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Asil and I'm a web developer at Delta Force. Superhero Call Center is a resource management game made using React, TypeScript, and Golang. It has a 3D map which was custom made by Delta using Blender and rendered using 3JS. It uses Golang's Echo framework along with Redis for caching on the back. It also has LLM integration for generation of crime description, storylines, news, etc. We use WebSockets via WS on the front end and Gorilla sockets on the back end for a live gameplay. You start a game by hitting play. This takes you to the map page. On the map page, you can move around using your mouse. You can view the detailed map, which contains buildings, mountains, trees, etc. It also contains an airplane and some hot air balloons. The game has a crime list which appears on the left hand side. Upon clicking one of the crimes, the camera moves by itself and shows you the crime. The crime is marked using a red marker on the map. When you click on the marker, you read the crime report and you can choose to begin the deployment. On a deployment page, you can see your heroes and weapons listed. You have to choose a combination of heroes and weapons such that they can solve the crime correctly. The right combination of heroes and weapons will lead to a reduction in the crime bar, which you can see on the top. However, if you ignore a crime or deploy heroes incorrectly, the crime bar will increase. You can choose an avatar of your choice, which will be reflected on the leaderboard, which we'll see later. We have a shop. After solving each crime, the user gets some coins. You can go to the shop and buy new heroes. You can view all of your heroes in the collections tab. You can also choose to buy different weapons. The leaderboard contains all the players ranked in decreasing order of this score. This score is a function of how long you have lasted in the game. Your current time can be seen on the right hand side.
Can you believe these were not made by some AAA publishers, instead by students like you and me? How cool is that? Obviously, being a member in Delta Force comes with its own perks. Next. You get access to Sunlab, which is the headquarters or the town hall of Delta Force. You get 24/7 air conditioning. And you also have high-speed Wi-Fi there. Then you get access to Delta's own server in our campus. This server has some really good hardware, like 64 GB of RAM and 24 CPU cores. It hosts almost all of our Delta projects. You can go from having an idea, developing the application, and deploying it all within in-house expertise and hardware for zero cost, that too. Then you have peers like you who are as passionate and motivated as you, with whom you can learn and build almost anything that you want. Then you have a vast alumni network span across the country as well as the globe. Any company you know, we have alumni in it. You get day zero access to Festember, Pragyan and Avik. If you go to, even if you are not part of any other team in Festember or Pragyan, you can get day zero access. If you go to any hackathon as part of the club, you will be reimbursed the expense that occurs during the hackathon. So domain-wise, we have three main domains that we focus on. During your induction process, you are required to become an expert in at least one of the domain. But after you join the club, you can work on projects in other domain as well as involved in any cross-domain activities. To explain more about the web development domain, I invite Shreyash onto the stage.
Good evening everyone, I am Shreya Sharma, second year web developer at Delta Force. So 1 year ago, just like you guys, I attended the Delta induction briefing and decided that I want to choose web dev domain. So today I am here to share why I chose this domain and how my experience has been so far. So web development is just not about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, coding. It's more about thinking. So you solve real world problems, you implement efficient systems, and do critical thinking to develop web application that people use daily. It's more thinking than coding. And when I started my induction, so I only knew a little bit of JavaScript and some basic C from my first sem. It was during the induction process that I learned how actually a full stack application works. What happens behind the scene when you click a button on a website? What is front end? What is back end? And why do you need actually back end? So all this I learned during my induction process, and which was so fun. I learned a lot. And to my surprise, when I was inducted in the club, the first thing that I worked on was the assembly side. So I was on the front end part of the team only, so I thought it would be pretty easy. I'll just learn a few things and start doing it. It's a common thing already, I've been doing it for so long now. But to my surprise, when I tried to copy the code base in my local system, I felt so overwhelming because I had to learn so many things just to make the site run in my local system. Finally, when I was able to set up the website, I saw the first my reaction was, this is so different. This is not how I would structure my files. This is not how I used to code. I was reading somebody else's code and implementing features over it. This was such a new experience for me. Then came the Pragyan games, Teraban. This is the game that I chose. This was a new game at the time, and we had to implement ideate from scratch. And to do that, that was such an intense experience and fun at the same time. All the late night coding sessions, the coffee session at the Coke stand, the late night midnight snacks at the C shop, the discussions we had, how many sleepless nights we had at Sun Labs. But it was all worth it because when the game was deployed, seeing so many people playing your game, enjoying it, competing to get on top of the leaderboard, that experience, that feeling was amazing. The satisfaction I felt was unforgettable. So again, why web dev? Why do you want to choose web dev at Delta Force? So, like I said, it's more about thinking than coding. If you like building, fixing, and breaking things, and fixing them again, you should apply for web dev because we are the best at what we do. Thank you. Now I would like to invite you to help you understand what app dev.
Good evening, everyone. Let me just start off with a question. How many of you actually could use your phone comfortably with only the pre-installed apps? Probably none, right? So it's the app we install like Instagram or WhatsApp that truly unlocks the phone's potential. Yeah, obviously you can use or access Instagram or WhatsApp from your browser, but actually who does that? No one does. So apps are what that truly transforms our phone from being a mere device into actually a functional and powerful ones. So I'm Thiru, and I'm an app developer at Delta Force, and I'm here to introduce you to the exciting world of app development, domain that constantly reshapes how we interact with technology. Also, I'll share my experience as being a part of Delta Force, where we build creative projects, where we create innovative, engaging, and scalable projects that solve real-world problems. Like building app is isn't just about building code or just writing code. It's about being creative. It's about problem solving and creating projects that are user-centric. We at Delta Force, we create native Android apps using Kotlin and Java, and cross-platform applications using Kotlin multi-platform, all while maintaining industry-level standards. Yeah, obviously the mobile tech landscape is so much evolved, and we intend to stay in track by constantly learning and experimenting with new technologies. Yeah, obviously every new project is a challenge to us, and we intend to push the boundaries of innovation. And our work spans across multiple fests in our college, including fest number, Pragyan, AWEC, and orientation, where we build application to enhance the overall fest experience. We also build applications like DPay, a seamless mobile payment solution, and multiple games like AR Hunt and Dalal Suite, an augmented reality based game which you might remove from your orientation. Yeah, obviously all this being so quiet overwhelming for you guys, but trust me, during my induction process at first year, I literally had zero experience on how really app development works. So the structured induction process just took me all through the way, and it prepared me so well. And if you guys ever dreamt of building your own application, or if you've been so curious about really how app development works, Delta Force is just a place for you guys. We offer you a supportive environment and a great learning community as well. So if you are even unsure if like really app development is just for you guys, just give it a try because you'll get hands-on experience on different projects and you'll get valuable insights as well. So hope to see you guys at inductions. Up next, Aditya will take you through SysAd domain. Thank you.
Hello guys, Aditya here, a second year SysAd at Delta Force. Today, I'm going to explain about what a SysAd does at Delta and how my experience has been with the club so far. I hope by the end of my speech, I get you all convinced to apply for SysAd. So, what is SysAd? You must be thinking, right? Even during my own induction process, most of my friends either applied to app dev or web dev because it sounded fancy, right? But I don't want you all to miss out on something which might be a true calling, something which you never even explored. So, what does the system administrator at Delta do? We deploy and host every project that comes out of Delta. Now, you must be wondering what is deployment and what is hosting. So, deployment is basically a multi-stage process which also includes optimizing the project for real-world users. Let us consider this. The devs are the ones who cook and we serve. Except the fact that if something catches on fire, we are firefighters as well. And we also work with server management, backups. And if the website crashes at 3 a.m., who's up fixing it? Yes, it's us. Databases, networking, all of this is done on the terminal. Yes, the black and white screen, no fancy UI, but trust me, you'll get the hang of it and you'll feel like you're hacking in a Hollywood movie, except the fewer explosions. We also take part in interesting ethical hacking competitions known as CTFs. Now you must be wondering what is CTF, right? So CTFs are capture the flag competitions where you are intended to find and test the vulnerability to get hidden piece of information known as flags. We collaborate with Pragyan and host our own flagship CTF known as Pragyan CTF. This time around, we had a participation of 1,000 plus people from other NITs, IITs, and even other parts of the world. We had people from Romania, Hungary, and Indonesia. When I first applied to this domain during my induction process, I was one of the very few who audaciously applied to this domain. But honestly, best decision ever. I cannot overstate how much my learnings in computer science has grown and how my knowledge about the inner working of the internet has increased. So if you're someone who likes figuring things out and likes to work behind the scenes to keep things running, apply for SysAd. You won't regret it. Thank you.
Okay, so now thank you Aditya for talking about the SysAd domain. So my name is Mukund Harikumar. I'm a third year ECE student and a SysAd. So let's talk about our alumni network that we have at Delta. So our Delta alumni network has been making waves in every major software company and university that we have. We have so many that we couldn't fit into one slide, and there's countless more apart from this. So to give you a better sense of what they are up to and like what they have learned throughout the entire process of being in Delta, I decided to reach out to a few of them to get a testimony of their experiences here. So let's watch the videos.
Hi, my name is Vignesh, and I'm a software developer at Citycorp. And I was actually batch of 2024 at NIT Trichy, and I'm here to talk about my experience at Delta. So this is not to convince you to join the club. This is just, with the hope that, me sharing my experience will just leave you at least 5% more informed when it comes to you making that decision, right? So yeah, I feel like, primarily the thing which has had the most impact on me in Delta was the fact that I was around people with similar interests and similar passions. So in that way, I could, collaborate and, build things, just look at stuff, just learn things which I wouldn't have been able to do, especially because I was personally from a non-cyclical branch, like I was from MME, and I feel like Delta gave me these opportunities to learn, which I wouldn't have gotten if I was not in the club, right? And obviously being in this atmosphere also made me make a lot of friends. So obviously when you're a bunch of people with common interests, you tend to become friends, you tend to bond. And when it comes to the more fun parts of being in the club, so we went on a lot of trips. We went we had different hangout sessions. We just went for dinners different to different places in Trichy, and yeah, so all those things actually were a very good part of my college life, and I wouldn't trade anything for that. So those actually really good college memories for me. And yeah, so being in the club is actually not all about work, right? So it might seem like that from the outside, but then inside it's more about the interpersonal relationships we have with people and stuff like that. So So yeah, that was so Delta was like one of like the better parts of my college experience and stuff. So, yeah, so hopefully if you join the club, I hope you will also be able to grow both professionally and personally like I did, and you'll obviously have a lot of fun doing it. So that I don't have a single doubt about it. So yeah, and yeah, so all the best for inductions, and I hope you guys have the same experience which I did in the club. Bye.
Good evening, everyone. Me recording this induction briefing testimonial is basically coming full circle since the time I watched my senior's testimonial in my induction briefing, and then I asked my seniors for a testimonial when I was inside the club, and now I'm recording one because my juniors asked. So yeah, so that feels weird, but aside from that, I would say. My time in Delta was like a time of learning, starting from induction till the end. I would the one crucial thing which I learned there is basically that how do you learn effectively? Like that skill has helped me everywhere in my journey, and it's actually helping me even right now in my masters. So I hope you guys also get to experience that feeling of the excitement of learning new stuff every day. Um, and aside from that, Delta gives you unraveled freedom. Like you can literally work in any project you want. If you don't like any of the projects there right now, you can bring in any project. And the people there were actually really welcoming to me. When I used to worry that I may be overstepping my boundaries, but yeah, it was like it was a very safe space, and I could basically ask any questions to anyone, and that the the people I met there and the interactions I made, I don't think I will ever forget them throughout my life. So that's how Delta has impacted me, and I just hope you guys have a nice time as well. And like at this point, even actually forget about getting inside the club. Like the induction process itself will be really fun. Like you will learn a lot in a very short span of time, and you will be guided the whole way, so you don't have to worry about that as well. So hope you guys have a good induction, and hope you guys enjoy it as well. See ya.
Hey folks, I'm Suhail. I'm currently a software engineer at Microsoft. Back in 23, when I was interning at Microsoft, I had to present my project to a wider audience. It was the final week of my internship. During that presentation, I was introducing myself as, "Hi, I'm Suhail. I'm from NIDTC, ECE, and stuff like that." And I presented my project. Once the meeting was over, my manager invited me and told me that that is the first time he realized that I'm from a non-CS background when I introduced myself, because not once in that 2 months I showed him any visible signs of non-CS background, because I was really good at it. That's when I realized that one club can change your life. There are 3 reasons you should join Delta. The first reason is the culture. A culture that embraces learning and curiosity. We have a lot of projects in Delta, but they're not projects because there is a need for the projects. There are many projects that we just made because we just want to learn some new tech, or we used different frameworks in projects for no reason, just to experiment with it and learn how it works, right? And people in Delta expertise in different things: AI, ML, blockchain, or front-end engineering, or whatnot, right? But then the common theme is learning. They're all curious people who are passionate about learning, and that is something I learned at Delta, which is the ability to master the art of learning quickly and growing quickly, which really helps me in this computer science field, because by the time you're watching this video, there's already 4 new JavaScript frameworks out there. The second reason why you should join Delta is you will meet a lot of like-minded people who have the same interests as you, or different interests that you might eventually be interested in, which will help you learn cool stuff and develop new skills, right? And yeah, also you will get great teammates for hackathons and competitions where you can participate and win. The third reason why you should join Delta is you can develop a career in software. There is a serious gap between what is taught in classes and what is happening in the industry. If you are not in any circuital branch, then it gets even worse. Delta gave me and several others the opportunity to work on critical real world apps that are used by people, actual people, and by doing so, it made us feel more confident when going into the industry, and also gave us the necessary skills that gives an advantage when we go into the industry, right? And the alumni network in Delta Force is extremely vast, and there are people and folks in top universities and companies to guide and support us to grow better careers by providing one-on-one guidance, referrals, and just about everything. Join Delta if you are really passionate about computer science, and if you want to meet like-minded people, and you want to build cool software that creates actual impact. Delta has given me some of the best memories that I've had from college life, and I agree with the fact that one club can change your life.
Hey guys, myself is Sesha, and I'm a fourth year here doing my BTech in Chemical Engineering at Unity. And I have been part of Delta as a web developer for the past 3 years, and here I am to share a little bit of my experience throughout these 3 years being part of Delta, the things that I did and the things I remember for it. First of all, a very huge shout out to all of you for turning up in such huge numbers, and it's really amazing to see so much enthusiasm and energy in this room. Fine. Exactly 3 years back, I was in the same place, the same seat you guys are sitting, and completely clueless about what Delta does and what Delta is. And right after this very induction briefing session ended, I told myself, hey, I see the club is doing a lot of really cool projects and they've been functional for so long. I thought, okay, fine, let me give it a try. And so, yeah, I decided to give it a shot. And looking back now, I would say hands down, it is the best decision I took in my college life throughout. It literally shaped my college journey throughout. Starting the induction process itself, it is one hell of a roller coaster journey, I would say. Right when I started, I knew nothing about development, no idea of coding, no idea of what even HTML is. And that's how I started. And within a span of 2 to 2.5 months, I went on to build my own social media platform, all by myself and without any support without any AI support that you get these days. Of course, there were mentors that I'm really thankful to my mentors who were there throughout, helping me whenever I get stuck somewhere. Yes, the learning curve when I did this whole project was very steep, but I felt that is what made it, even more exciting. In those few months, I would say, till 12th standard, I wouldn't say I had learned that much, but in those very 2 and 2 to 3 months, I learned so much that it really felt at the end of the day, at the end when I got selected into Delta, it really felt good. And coming to what Delta does, Delta just isn't about projects. It's more about these people that you have over here. It's more about the amazing set of peers that you get when you get into Delta. It's more of the like-minded people that you have over here, where you can have fun conversations, starting from random things that you talk to, even technically deep sound conversations. I'll take an instance. Whenever I enter Sun Labs, as he mentioned, is the major headquarters of us where we work permanently, pretty much 24/7, and it's air conditioner as well, as he told. So whenever I entered Sun Labs, I'll always see few people sitting over there working on new things, which I'm completely new to. And just having a word with them, you get introduced to a hell lot of new things, and you just start building something else yourself by yourself. You get a lot of motivation when you spend some time in Sun Labs, and yes, that is really a good perk apart from the everything that you mentioned. And coming to mentorship and how mentorship culture in Delta, it's really good. The people out here, as we rightly mentioned in Scrums, we share a lot of things of what we do day to day and what are the things that we newly explore. So this community of like 30-40 people sharing with everyone like what they really do, you get to learn a hell lot of things. And needless to say, throughout my journey in these past 3 years, my seniors always had my back. You know, starting from when I still remember in my second year, I used to ask the silliest of questions and silliest of doubts. They were rightly very patient throughout, like solving my own doubts, and even after some days they were like guiding me through tougher tasks. And even like we went on to pull like all-nighters alongside me. They went on to pull all-nighters alongside me when we need to get things up and running and we need to get the job done. So those are some fond memories I'll never forget. Probably those are something very new and unexpected, but those are things that I'll never forget. And if you ask me what is the biggest takeaway from Delta, is still I'm presently like part of Delta. So yeah, till now, if you ask me what is my biggest takeaway, I would say Delta taught me how to learn things. I'm sure that Karthik also mentioned the same thing, but like you would understand even after the induction process, rightly after the induction process as well. Like Delta actually the induction process and like when you join inside the club, it truly teaches you how to learn things, and like it will. And myself, like when I like initially I had a lot of fear like picking up new things, but once after the inductions I was like very comfortable taking up new things and like going on the go. And now before like I quickly before I wrap up this whole session, I want to quickly address a few doubts that I had when I was in your place. So a lot of people who are not from a CSE background here might have this doubt of does your department even matter? You can take it from me. My major is in chemical engineering. It absolutely doesn't matter. Chemical engineering doesn't have anything at all to do with computers. But here I am being part of Delta for the last 3 years. And if you ask me if you require any pre-hand experience of coding and like a little bit of knowledge about various tech stacks, absolutely not at all. You see the people over here and my fellow mates and even my seniors, most of them were completely new to all these fields, and they just learned it on the go during the induction process itself. And even one of the best things about Delta is it's not always about the club projects. More often than not, we always find ourselves interested to some personal project that we are all like very crazy about. But somewhere or the other, we will lack guidance to take it through. But that's where my seniors and there will always be people more than willing to help you guys throughout the project and bring it to life. And finally, see, joining Delta is pretty much secondary. But what I want you guys to have is the true experience of going through the induction process itself. I'm sure those 2-3 months will teach you a hell lot of things, new things, and then you will be able to it'll be useful. But like even if you're not like at the end of the induction process, even if you're not into into coding and etc., but you will definitely learn how to learn things, new things. So yeah, all I will just say is just apply for the inductions, enjoy the process, and see where it takes you. That's pretty much it from my side, and hope to see you guys at the inductions.
A big thank you to our alumni and our future alumni for taking time to inspire us all. So, similar to the journey that they all spoke about and talking about how you can learn to learn itself, let's think about how you guys can start on the journey. So, I want to cover the timeline and talk about everything from the registration process all the way till the results and everything in between. So first things first, the Inductions website will be live immediately after this briefing itself. You can go on to inductions.delta.nit.edu and apply. We shall put a QR code at the end as well, so that's fine. And so, yeah, by 4th April, we will have a mentor allocation. And for every domain that you apply, you will individually get a singular mentor to help you out through the process. The mentor is there to guide you, help you, and to support you through the entire process where you might get stuck. And our job right here is to inspire you to learn more and do better. So right after that, we shall try and have our first task released by 7th April. So I understand that all of you have a lot of commitments coming up, NSEMs, lab exams, and assignments and whatnot, and we get it. We are also students. We have been in your position. We are in the same position still, unfortunately. So we'll make sure that there's enough time for the first task to make, so that even if you don't start right now, or if you barely got anything done before the NSIMS, we will make sure there's enough time after the NSIMS for you to still try and complete the first task. Remember, our goal is that you at least give it an attempt. So by around June 15th, we will start the project phase. So the project phase is where we try to apply all the concepts and the stuff that you had learned throughout the tasks up until then. So a lot of you might be absolute beginners, and we get it. The tasks are designed to take you from beginner to the level where you can be able to ideate and build your own project. And I get that might be daunting for a lot of you, and that's precisely why we mentors are there for you, to guide you, support you, to also like figure out if there's any roadblock, any kind of roadblocks that you might have, and try to like help you overcome it. We are there for you, your ideas, your dream. We'll make it happen. So, yeah, and then we shall have the PIs. So we are planning to have the PIs in the 3rd week of July. That will be when you guys come back to college in your next semester. That will be the 3rd semester, followed with on-sites and hackathon, and then we shall release the results. So I want to cover some of the FAQs that we normally get. So the first question, whether there are any kind of prerequisites for the induction process? No, absolutely not. Like I mentioned before, the tasks are designed to take you from beginner to the stage where you can build your own project. So there is 0 prerequisites required. We will give you all the resources. We will guide you. So don't worry. It's like we are holding a hand until you can cross the road for the first time. Next, does the department matter? No. Similar to how SysAd mentioned, it quite doesn't matter. We have people from mechanical, broad, MME, ICE, etc. So we do not care about any of the department. So the third question, how do you know which domain to apply for, and whether you can apply for more than one domain? Absolutely. You can apply for all the 3 domains that you want. And if you're unsure, my recommendation for you would be to at least give it a try. Just apply. If you don't like it, well and good, you can drop it halfway through. But at least you would not have the regret of never trying it out. I mean, see, even if you didn't like the domain, at least that's a win, right? You understood that you don't like that. So you're at least moving forward. So I think it's a net positive for you to apply even if you don't think you might be interested. Can you be part of any other clubs or teams? Absolutely. We have people from other teams and clubs, including Bots by Picasso. And fun fact, we have, so the TCF head and FQMT head are part of that. So do you need to know any kind of programming languages to like be a part of that? And no. So we view programming languages as a tool for a particular job. And for any job that you have, there is the best tool that you can find. So depending on what domain that you do apply for, we will be giving you the resources to learn the particular language. And even if you have no experience, that's totally okay. Our induction process is designed in such a way that you have enough time to learn it from scratch. Once you join Delta, would you be restricted to any of the domains that you got inducted into? No. So our induction process is like split into different domains because we want to take you from absolute beginner to an extent where you can build your own project. So we need to have this fixed path, otherwise you might become a jack of all trades, master of nothing. So that's precisely why we have a domain in the first place, but once you're in the club, we do not have any kind of restriction on what kind of projects that you want to work on. If you want to work on something, well and good, nobody's going to stop you. And that's it. So we want to open up the questions to any of you. We shall be giving you a mic. You may raise your hand, please.
Hello. You mentioned that we don't require any prerequisite knowledge. So if you are not testing our knowledge, earlier knowledge, what are you actually looking for in a candidate?
Good question. So, like it was mentioned by some of our alumni, testimonials, etc. The major thing that we focus on in Delta is to see if you're able to pick up something new and learn. And to make things fair for everyone else, we give enough time for you to learn. So obviously it might help you if you already have the required knowledge earlier itself, but the point is to make it inclusive for everyone who didn't have the time to learn or has not started anywhere before. So we do test you on your knowledge obviously, but my point that I'm trying to make is that even if you have never started out on anything and never tried on anything in programming, you still have time to pick up even during the induction process.
Okay, so knowledge plus how fast are you picking up things?
No, so we basically give you a bunch of tasks that we think that you might be able to complete within the amount of time. And then again, you also have a mentor, like a full-time mentor that you can always contact and see. So we will have like tasks to decide, and then we'll have PIs, we'll have a hackathon. So you can see your knowledge and your ability to build and how much you have developed over the course of time during the inductions. Any other questions? Please raise your hands.
Hello. Is this open only for BTech?
Yes. Very sorry.
Hi. What do you do in system administration exactly, and what do you require for that?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
What do we do in system administration, and what would you require for that?
Again, for SysAd domain in general, we will have tasks. So we will guide you through the entire process with all the resources and what we can. So and for example, one of the things that we will try to make you develop a skill for is being able to deploy a website on your own. So we will be guiding you through the entire task process with the resources involved. So that is, so the best example answer I can give you is that apply and you can find out exactly what necessary training skills you need. Thank you. Anyone else? Yeah.
So, for example, I am only interested in system administration, and let's say there might be others who would want to do multiple domains. So, in that case, the workload will be different, right? Because one person will have to do for like, in the same timeline, they'll have to work on all three domains, and I'll just have to work on one. So, how do you solve that?
Okay, so we would be inducting you specifically into only one domain. So if you are interested only in one, you may apply only for one. But if you want to try out multiple domains, you can try out everything else. But at the end of the day, you'll still be joining only one domain. So if you think that you're not able to keep up, or if you're not able to find time to complete all of the tasks for all the domains at the same time, maybe prioritize on what you think you like. And again, I want to mention the first task will have a long time for you to actually develop an interest and to see whether you actually like it. So you might be able to figure out your interest by then.
Thanks.
So, like you said, after task we'll have projects, and after, like we will have hackathons also. So, will those projects and hackathons be like team-based or solo? Because solo, everything solo.
Yes, I mean solo as in we would still be helping you, guiding you, and stuff like that. But your contributions for the project is solo.
During the projects and hackathon also, you'll be guiding us.
Yes. Any other questions? Jay.
You mentioned that we can work on our own projects, right? So is there a, what do you say? What is the ammunition or facilities you will be providing for us to work on our own projects?
Amenities? No, sorry, I didn't get your question. What did you?
You said we can work on our own projects, right? Is there any, what do you say? You can use, can we use all the Delta resources to work on our own projects or not?
So by Delta resources, do you mean you want to use the server, for example?
I mean, what extent is the question? Can we use anything? Yes,
no.
What extent?
No.
Okay.
So you wouldn't need any of the Delta facilities per se to be building your own project.
Okay. Cool.
No, is there any particular facility that you're looking forward to? I didn't quite understand your question actually.
No, I mean, just
a general question.
Yeah, just a general question. Can we use it or not? It's fine.
How many people will you get inducted from each domain?
Okay. So we do not have a fixed number, to be honest. It's not like we have a fixed quota that we are trying to hit or anything like that. So it depends on your interest. If you have a particular interest and if you're good, you get in. Let's say there's like a batch where there are lots of people who are very good and who we think fit our like the threshold that we have set. Obviously, a lot of people will get in. If there's very less number of people, lesser people will get in. There's no fixed number per se.
The tasks which you provide, like for example app dev. So app dev, we have various frameworks like Flutter, Kotlin and all. So will the task be restricted towards only one framework or we can choose any framework we want to do?
It is restricted. So we,
okay.
Yeah. We will be specifying all the requirements within the task itself, what framework we require, etc. So that should be fine. If any other questions, please.
Normal question like, is there anyone from Tripoli in Delta?
So currently, no. But there have been people like alumni who have been who are from Tripoli department in Delta. So current 3 batches, nobody in. Is there any other questions? Alright, thank you so much for getting the briefing. So, we would like all of you to come and join us for the inductions. I hope you had a nice briefing. And if you have any further questions, you may always reach out to any of us. We are standing on the side. Thank you so much. Have a great day. We are Delta.
It's coming, you can't stop it now. We run it, gonna mow you down. There's a new to see something is coming, we're unstoppable now.